A lot of people on gaming YouTube and gaming forums talk about the game industry because they like games. Newsflash, the game industry isn't about the gaming part of it, it's about the industry part of it. People will talk about microtransactions, AAA games, remakes, and whatnot for instead of the actual problem that allows these symptoms to happen. Because it comes down to something that most people have never heard of: TAM and SAM. Alright, you might be saying, what the heck is TAM? No worries, I got you. First, what is TAM? It's the total addressable market. That's basically everybody in the world who could theoretically buy a PC or console if money, infrastructure, and interest didn't matter. You know, the big, abstract, capitalism, infinite growth numbers. SAM, on the other hand, is the serviceable available market. This is the portion of TAM that you can actually reach given reality. Let's be real now. Electricity, internet, shipping, regional prices, import taxes, and even just the interest of playing the game shrink that TAM drastically. And here's the kicker: most publishers treat their SAM as if it will naturally grow into TAM. Spoiler alert, it won't. Let's talk about the real size of gaming, aka we putting a shrink ray on it. Shout out Dota 2. Let's start with the global population, 8 billion strong. Now let's remove everybody without disposable income. Or well, let's start this from the top. Let's remove everybody without electricity. Now we're going to remove everybody without fast, stable internet to actually play those games. Let's remove everybody who can't afford a console or PC or even $70 for a video game, or $20 to $70. And we're going to remove everybody who isn't interested in gaming at all. What's left? A very tiny privileged faction of the world, a population that is already fully saturated. And yet online it feels like everybody is a gamer because the loudest, most visible minority dominates Reddit, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Snapchat, and Instagram. The truth? Hardcore PC and console gamers number roughly 250 to 350 million worldwide. You might be saying, well, the chart over here says that there's like above a billion. So how can it be that small? Well, let's shrink that number real. Let's shrink that number real quick. All right. How many of these gamers are actually paying customers? How many of them pirates? How many of them play browser games that are free? How many of them only play free-to-play live service games? You know what I'm saying? This is a very generous estimation, also known as a gross overestimation. Let's be real now. Less than 5% of the population are people who could be possibly interested in this hobby. Everybody else is either already on mobile gaming, can't join, or just don't care. And here's the thing: the industry is already fighting over that same fixed audience while acting like billions of new gamers are about to appear. And of course, global barriers, baby. They make the situation way, way, way worse. Even if somebody wanted to buy a console, you best be sure they might not be able to. I mean, imagine being Brazilian. A PS4 costs $1,500 there in your currency. So enjoy not eating for 3 months because you wanted a PS4. Like, it's just absurd, man. Not to mention electricity instability, poor infrastructure, high latency, or let alone being able to buy the game. Steam in 2023 essentially made all currencies convert to USD, right? So if you were unfortunate enough to live in Argentina or Turkey or Russia or, I don't know, Ukraine, Indonesia, etc., Brazil, you're looking at 50 to 500% markups on the games that you can buy, which essentially means that, hey, you can't buy your favorite games unless you just don't want to eat for a month. Obviously, we're not going to spend our paychecks, our entire paychecks, for one video game. Obviously, all of these global barriers shrink the SAM even further. When you factor all of this stuff in, we're dealing with a very small, tiny, finite pool of gamers that have the purchasing power. But publishers keep dreaming. Capitalism, baby, infinite growth, whoop whoop. They think that they can just keep expanding forever. Bigger budgets, bigger marketing campaigns, multi-million-dollar launches, and all of that bull crap. All predicted on the fantasy that the audience will keep growing. Here's the thing though, it won't. Marketing can't make more players, people make more players. Haha, get it? Because kids. But what I mean is that marketing can only squeeze more money from the players that already exist. And that's why we see nickel and diming everywhere. We're fighting over the same customers, and we want that infinite growth. Microtransactions, live service models, subscriptions, DLCs. Every game is trying to squeeze revenue from a capped market. The audience simply isn't getting bigger, yet these giant game companies that are publicly traded want that big green number to go up, 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 which is unrealistic. Meanwhile, mobile gaming has already had its first strike. Emerging markets, India, Southeast Asia, Latin America, Africa, are dominated by mobile games. People there will never buy a high-end PC or console, let alone a game for their high-end PC and console. They're already playing on their phones, already spending on their phones, and are already engaged on their phones. Mobile Legends Bang Bang has voice chat before League of Legends, by the way. But anyway, publishers hoped that these regions would expand their SAM to TAM, but mobile just had the first strike. It claimed their audience first. And that's why PC and console growth is doomed outside extremely wealthy countries. And yet, PC and console gaming are overrepresented. This is because of a bias I like to call non-selection bias, or well, non-voluntary bias, I guess. The people who speak up about gaming are the ones who already have the purchasing power / electricity / stable internet / this and all of that to actually have an opinion on the game industry. The forums, the YouTube comments, and Twitter posts makes it feel like everybody is a gamer. The loud minority distorts perceptions, making publishers and gamers think that the market is still infinite. It's not. The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice. So, what's the consequence? Mid-budget AA games vanish, sequels and remakes are everywhere, live service games are everywhere, and subscription models like Game Pass become mandatory. Budgets balloon, studios scramble, layoffs happen, prices rise. Every so-called innovation is really just a desperate attempt to monetize a finite audience. The bottom line is that PC and console market has hit its ceiling. The SAM is capped. TAM is unreachable in many regions. Mobile has already gotten those markets. And yet, publishers keep acting like the gaming gold rush is still going on. Every major industry problem today, live service, high prices, layoffs, sequels, crunch, can be traced back to this invisible ceiling. Gamers are loud and online, and we'll talk about how bad the games are, but not the underlying market factor that affects these games to be bad in the first place. The industry's growth story is over. Gaming YouTube doesn't want you to admit it. But now you know the truth, alright? The ceiling is here and the rules have changed. The real question isn't about the next indie game, or well, the next AAA game, or the next AA game. The question is how long will the industry cling to a fantasy it can't escape? Thank you guys for watching the video. I'm gonna need y'all to like, subscribe, do all that. This is one of my longer videos, I think. So if you really do like that, give a like, give me a comment. Thank you for watching my video fully.